Will a man rob God? Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at something that every Christian who goes to church is familiar with, and that's the principle of tithing. We're told as Christians that if we don't give 10% of our gross income, we're literally stealing from God. But what if I told you that the modern 10% tithe isn't actually a command for Christians? What if the New Testament sets a standard that is actually higher than 10%, but completely different from tax? Now let's break down the Bible's most expensive misconception. If we go back to the book of Deuteronomy, we can look at the purpose of the tithe in the Old Testament. It was tied directly to the Levitical priesthood. See, God commanded the tithe to support the sons of Levi who served at the temple because they didn't have an inheritance in the land like other tribes did, and God provided for them through the tithes of the people. In addition to this, the tithes funded the temple operations and the nation's welfare system, caring for the poor and the needy. It was a requirement of Mosaic law. But here's where it gets interesting. When Jesus fulfills the law, our relationship to the rules changed. Nowhere in the New Testament, not even once, does Jesus or Paul command Christians to give a strict 10%. Instead, in the book of 2 Corinthians, Paul gives us a new principle. He said, "Each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver." Did you catch that key phrase? Not under compulsion. So if you're giving 10% because you're afraid God will curse your finances if you don't give that 10%, that's compulsion. And that's operating under the old law, not under New Testament grace. So does this mean as Christians we give nothing? Absolutely not, because Christians still believe that everything we have comes from God. So it's only natural that we tithe a portion of our earnings in thanksgiving to God. Ultimately, the 10% tithe is only the beginning of what we should aim to give to God and to the church. Grace usually compels us to give more than the law ever did, because we love God, not because we're paying a bill.